First of all, I'd like to say thanks to our colleagues on both sides of the aisle for getting out here today and starting down the road to making daylight savings time permanent. I cannot overstate how grateful I am that this bill has passed this chamber just a few minutes ago by unanimous consent. It's especially timely given that we all had to change our clocks this past weekend, and we're now experiencing longer, sunnier days. But it would be better news if longer, sunnier days were a new norm and not a cause for a temporary seasonal celebration, which is why I hope my colleagues in the House of Representatives pass this bill quickly. The practice of springing forward impacts folks across the nation and has a far-reaching benefit beyond the obvious, but enjoyable hour of daylight brings happy times to everybody. Alabamians have made this clear. Since I joined Senator Rubio in the effort to pass the Sunshine Protection Act, the phones in my office have been absolutely ringing off the hook in support of permanently adopting daylight savings time. Moms and dads who want more daylight time before putting their kids to bed, so dinner time doesn't feel like bedtime. Elderly people who want more sun in the evenings in order to take a walk, enjoy working in their yards. Farmers who could use the extra daylight to work in the fields. For them, it's a better business model and adds to the bottom line. But it's not just people in the state of Alabama. Americans across the country want to make daylight savings time permanent. In fact, it is worth noting that this bill has bipartisan support, evidenced by the fact that it passed with no objection here in the Senate mere moments ago. It is no secret how rare that is here in this chamber. Locking the clock or doing away with twice-a-year time change is a simple measure that would have far-reaching results. For example, from a health perspective, cases of SAD, or seasonal affective disorder, are much more common in the winter months than in the summer months. From an economic perspective, the time change cost the U.S. economy an estimated $430 million annually when accounting for lost productivity. It is simply common sense to update this outdated practice. Daylight savings time began as a temporary measure during World War I to conserve energy. But in the last century, our world has changed dramatically. What might have made sense during 1918 does not make sense today. That is why Alabama, along with 17 other state legislatures, have passed legislation or resolutions to flip the switch on this outdated practice and permanently increase our daylight hours. But these changes on the state level cannot take place until the federal law is passed. We've taken the first step today in the Senate by passing this bill. Now it's in the House's side. So again, thanks to Senator Rubio and my colleagues on both sides of the aisle. I hope the House acts quickly so we can get this to the President's desk and get the results that the American people want, and that is more sunshine. I notice the absence of a quorum.